Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back.
So the High Rollers, thank you all for the support on episode 6. I actually threw it up on Twitter.
Okay.
I actually did not know there were so many people with the culture, man. Oh. It's awesome to hear. It's awesome to see. I hope to gel with y'all and chill with y'all at parks this year. Some of y'all. Because the news that we got coming up, a lot of this is recent. Like, this is coming up soon. The news today, most of the cast will be the news. So for some of you, this is a nice change of pace.
Instead of listening to us rant for hours
about our trips, which, I mean, some of you guys might like. But yeah, this is mostly going to be a big newscast. Because what is even some of the big hitters? There's been so much news that we literally added news minutes before the cast. Like, right before the cast, there were 3 things.
I'd say Air Force One.
So it's one of the biggest, you think? I think, okay, but like...
For like the RMC stands.
For RMC stands, yes.
Or definitely, it has to be then the Universal news. Parks.
Yeah, Universal's been popping off. Literally, they are just dropping, to put it blunt, they're just dropping their deck on the table. Like, they're saying, we are here to play.
And we're here to stay.
And we're here to take names.
Yeah.
We're here for every avenue, every single way. We're going to get to that. At our home park, super exciting. We're basically getting a new ride. Like, Grizzly's getting probably the most extensive pre-cut gravity group retracking yet that has been added to with their new pre-cut track. So yeah, we're just gonna jump into it. That's just some of the stuff. So what do we even start with, man?
Should we start with the most recent stuff, like what we added today?
Sure, why not? Let's go with that.
So,
because that might segue into just Universal in general. So,
well, then first up, we saw today Wallaby Holland is adding a new coaster.
So it's seeming like the Wallaby parks kind of go back and forth, right? Because was it 2021 where they added Conda at Belgium? I think I was 20. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 2021, but it seems like they go back and forth to that extent. And Holland is the one that added Untamed, right?
Yes.
So yeah, that may be added, but they're getting we don't even know yet. It just got announced and no one even knows. It's
a Zamperla family coaster is what it looks like.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Zamperla literally is everywhere. They are
blowing up.
They themselves are saying, hey, we're trying to make a name for ourselves. Because they literally are everywhere. Like, every park, you hear their name across the globe at this point. Like, it's not just Cedar Fair or, smaller pier parks, family entertainment centers. It's actually, like, Wallaby Bill.
They had a Big IAPA this year, too.
Big IAPA potentially working on something with Thrill Dragster. We don't know.
Yeah.
Like, but for Europe, great. We're getting a new credit. Obviously, we're going to be able, hopefully, for the few trips we get there in the years, because Europe is there's so many trips you can make to Europe, man. Yeah. Like, and just get different parks. So hopefully in one of the few ones we're going to get that soon. What else we got new here?
Today we've got Knoebels making an announcement. And that was, they are retracking 900 feet of Helix on Twister. And they're also doing some work on Phoenix.
So do we know the extent of it? Is it going to be in-house?
I believe Phoenix is in-house.
Okay.
It doesn't specify if Twister's in-house.
See, because a lot of, like, at least with Knoebels, and I know Holiday World, a lot of their
contracted out.
Yeah. A lot of times, they have the workers for it to be in-house?
Yeah. So they might, since the Twister one may be more extensive, they'll, put that out to someone else, and then the in-house stuff they'll do for Phoenix.
Yeah. Because, well, regardless, keeping classics, man. Like,
Yeah.
just like the reel we put out this week, you know, it's so awesome to see parks just like within the past, like, just 2020.
Yeah.
We're going to see a lot of rides that people love, you know, getting refurbished, retracked, just fully making and taking brand new rides. Like, they're basically remaking them for a new generation. And it's just awesome to see because, like, who knows if they decide to take a Hulk, I wouldn't have been able to ride Hulk again, you know, and I would have been sad. Imagine, you know, they're like, oh, it gets too rough, they take out Phoenix and Twister. What is Knoebels then? You know, so yeah, it's really awesome to see that we're going to be able to continue riding these for decades.
We need to have the family-owned parks keep theirs, and then if the corporate ones are just going to RMC them or not keep up with them.
So, as a Woody fan, I'm not big on, all because it's old and rough, RMC it.
Not at all.
Like, so say for example, a lot of people are throwing out, you know, they wouldn't mind seeing El Toro being RMC.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. It's too good of a ride on its own. Like, that ride is better than some RMCs.
Most.
Yes, most RMCs.
Yes.
Like, it's so special on its own. And, like, you can't get that grit of a wood.
Yeah.
Some Woodies are good enough alone. Just retract them, keep them for that wooden experience, you know?
Yeah.
But we're already tangenting.
Also, out of Knoebels, though, they're adding a Byron curve. And it's their 50th anniversary.
You know, I was saying this year, after going to a few parks, flat rides are underappreciated in the sense that, like, when it's a busy day in the park,
yeah,
you kind of have to do something else that isn't coasters because everything is an hour wait.
Yep.
It's nice to get on a good flat ride. And, you know, Kennywood also, it's like, because they have such special flats. It's like,
yeah.
It's awesome seeing that, specifically because I think it's kind of close to like a Himalaya, but even more, like, it builds up speed to an extent. It's going to be cool to see that at Knoebels. I'm going this year, so, I mean.
Definitely.
I'm
going to try and do, I think, Phoenix Fall Fun Fest or something.
I might have to go twice because I'm trying to potentially go during the summer. Just get Phoenix, Twister. Because, you know, I'm going to be trying to go to Hershey.
Well, we got Universal Parks and Resorts considering buying back Portaventura.
So they're okay. So this will just segue into the Universal in general because, yes.
So they're taking big strides. Like
Universal
it's on the table.
It's most certainly on the table. As they really haven't opened any new gates in a bit. And I think it's to their benefit because I think we're seeing it with Disney where they have too many gates to where they have to worry about all these new attractions, these refurbishments, all year-round parks.
But the way that it's sounding is Universal's going to be opening more gates. So,
and that's what I'm wondering.
They want to really take strides forward and maybe still be better than Disney, but
I'm wondering if this will hurt them or if they set themselves up to where this will not hurt them. You know, like they basically have a plan for this all up ahead. Because Epic Universe, we already knew that 2025. Now, they're trying to potentially get Portaventura back. They had Portaventura for people that didn't know. I actually didn't know this until a few weeks ago. When that rumor came up and then it was thrown away. But then a file basically permits like
a trademark receipt.
Official stuff came out with Universal and Portaventura. It's looking pretty likely.
Yeah.
So we have Universal in Europe. We have them potentially in Dallas. Actually, it is happening in Dallas. Yeah. Where they're making a more family-oriented. It's not going to be too much thrill. But it's going to essentially be bouncing off the market over in Dallas.
Yeah.
And that's going to be interesting. People are saying it's going to hurt Six Flags over Texas. I think it might help out the park. Because it'll bring people to that area,
Yeah,
bring people out to go, and then, hey, maybe they want a little more thrill.
Exactly.
Over Texas. Really do not neglect that park, guys. Six Flags, please. Like, you have the potential. It's your flagship. That is the park that made Six Flags, right? That because the Six Flags headquarters is right across the street from that, right?
Yeah.
Man.
And then we have Vegas.
Yeah, and they have, so for your horror fans out there, and even not even horror fans, because Halloween Horror Nights is just so good. People that aren't even fans of the genre love Halloween Horror Nights,
me included.
You're like, exactly, like, so you have your year-round Halloween Horror Nights happening in Vegas. I think that's super, super smart. I'm surprised that hasn't already been a thing already, because
I believe they've piloted it in the past, but now they're either going back to it or refurbishing it and starting it again or something like that.
Yeah, because I know year-round Halloween events, at least in Vegas, have already been a thing.
Yeah.
So for them to be like, we do horror pretty well. Pretty well.
Again, on the table.
Yep. So this is 4 new parks.
Yeah.
Granted, Port Aventura is already running, and, that's going to be a little bit easier to take over. But you have Dallas, Epic Universe, and then, Halloween Horror Nights might not be a park, but an experience.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's another gate.
And then on top of that, we have Super Nintendo World previews, which I've been looking at all of the previews.
I've heard really good things.
Man. So I'm a Nintendo. I'm not as much of a Nintendo fan anymore. I'm more of a Mario. Like, I really enjoyed the games when I growing up.
Double Dash.
We were talking about this in the cast. Like Mario Kart, the platformers for me. Like one of my first games I owned is Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario 64. So seeing that world alive, even on camera, I cannot imagine standing there. It is incredible. Yeah. It is absolutely incredible. I'm almost shocked with what they did because there's not that many rides there, but the experience is there. It's almost like you're in a modernized version of carnival games. So the only issue is you do have to pay a $40 upcharge to get the band to activate all these experiences. Yeah. But it's so cool, man. Like there's a whole attraction experience where you're finding items. I forgot what the items are, but you're going through a maze finding items like it's a Mario game, and then once you do that, you fight Bowser Jr. It's like you're playing a Mario game in Universal.
Wow.
It's incredible. There are some people, obviously, Disney shows mostly, saying, the sight lines, specifically, look at this here, the mountains. It's technical rehearsal, and literally, you're nitpicking. It looks almost flawless. For some people, if you haven't looked at previews yet, and you're a fan and you're about to go, I almost do not spoil it for yourself. It's that good. Because I don't know when I'm going to go to Universal Hollywood. Yeah. One thing I will say, I don't think that will never not be packed. Because
it's like it's gonna be Hogsmeade in Islands of Adventure, but worse.
Because Hogsmeade is so tiny.
Yes.
You can literally see from when you walk in from the tunnel, just the end of the it doesn't look small, but you can because just with the previews it was already kind of packed. Imagine everyone traveling.
Capacity on it. That'd be crazy. I mean, it'd be like a safety concern.
Got the light.
Could be like a safety concern if it gets too packed in.
And I'm telling you, it will never not. And I think it's a Universal Studios Hollywood situation because they do not have the land any of the other parks have. Yeah. I think Japan might have a situation like that too, but they aren't Universal Orlando where there's let's just add on to what we have. Right. Our massive land. They are landlocked, so they had to make it smaller. A lot of their lands like that generally are smaller, I think. So we'll see how that will work out. Super Nintendo World is coming to Epic Universe, and they have all the land of the world. So we'll see how that will be compared. I know we're getting a Donkey Kong coaster, so
excited for that.
That was basically Universal. If you were already a fan of Universal,
be excited. I was going to bring this up. I remember a couple casts ago, I'd brought up this article that was saying how Universal Creative just lost high ups and stuff. But I mean, it looks like they're still in full stride. So that kind of proves that wrong.
When I looked more into it, it seems like it was more of a planned.
Yeah.
It didn't seem abrupt. It seemed like it was happening or was coming. So that definitely alleviated a lot of like, oh shit, should we worry about this?
Right. Well, here's Damian Nelson, the exec and GM at Discovery Kingdom.
Yes. So let me look up that again. He retired after 30 years. So he been working at the Six Flags parks for a while. I think he's even worked at either Great America or Great Adventure for a good bit as well. But after 30 years, Damon Nelson, he was a VP, right, of Discovery Kingdom?
He was an executive, and he last served as the GM of Six Flags Discovery Kingdom.
So the GM has left. But the reason I bring it up and put in the cast, it'll be interesting to see if he ever decides to go anywhere again, or comes back in the future to another Six Flags park in case like the ship is sinking again. They need something, so yeah, because he's been around for a bit, so he might have some knowledge. Maybe they might not want Six Flags knowledge. Maybe they want the Six Flags like juice of like, hey, how did you guys make this work? How'd you get afloat? Considering
Discovery Kingdom though.
Yeah, but he was with other parks, I'm pretty sure, before. No, I can't find it. Oh no, I found it.
Bro.
What?
I'm cheesing, bro.
Yeah, okay, so, and prior to that, he also served the company's efforts in China, as well as Six Flags Great America, where he first started way back in 1992.
Okay. That's fair.
So, he found his way to Discovery Kingdom.
Yeah. He's just like he came up.
This might be done.
He just worked his way up. So maybe he could even come back and be like a park president or something.
That's what I was saying.
Or I guess would GM be above park president or no?
I think park president's above GM, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I feel like it would be. So, maybe he could continue working his way up.
So I'm going to throw this in here just because we're travel cast and, we like our gas station stops. What was it? The biggest Buc-ee's ever.
You know who I just saw?
Coming to Pigeon Forge, which that's important because isn't that it's right outside of Dollywood?
Yes. So I just I believe it was Thrills of Virginia, AJ, that I just saw posting about that the other day.
It's like it's such a buff to Dollywood alone.
Well, apparently Pigeon Forge, he was saying, I think he or someone said something about Pigeon Forge being like the most or second most visited place in the U.S.
Wow.
So
that's kind of crazy.
But then apparently Dollywood's attendance is still low, is what they were saying. So I don't know. Something like that.
I mean, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
People probably go there for that, get away. Maybe, I don't know, maybe even fucking just
But yeah, I mean, that makes sense. World's biggest Buc-ee's next to the, most visited place in the U.S. It makes sense for sure. I mean, that place I'm sure will be booming 24/7.
I mean, it seems like Buc-ee's is expanding.
In the right direction, because they're coming closer to us. Give us one in Richmond. Please. That'd be perfect.
So, BGW, they somewhat unveiled the Dark Coaster train.
I did see that.
And, it's to be expected. You know, it's...
Yeah.
I so hope they add theming. I'll just keep saying, I just really hope that's not where they're not going to go in a box, because,
because I've ridden Wavebreaker, so, like, those things are very mid.
Those things are
Definitely
actually
a family
probably...
coaster.
Yeah. So, the reason I say is, like... I don't know where they unveiled the trains, but if that was... If I'm hoping that was just, like, a maintenance area in BG Dub. That's all. That's all. Jeez. So, yeah. So Dark, because they really haven't been saying much about it. So that's their little teaser, and I think it is opening in 2 months.
Yeah.
So that is crazy. We're getting a lot of new 2023 credits in just a few months, and that's the same time as Top Thrill Dragster's announcement of an announcement. Because they just showed the top hat.
Whichever one claims is in response to a Tour Ryan. So.
It could be.
Made a video on it.
But I guess he worked there, you know. Yeah. He operated the ride. Yeah, like maybe. So. But Top Thrill Dragster got a teaser that it's coming back in 2024 with a new formula for thrills from Cedar Point. And oh yeah, the one thing I liked was at the very, very end, where it says new formula for thrills.
Yeah.
It has the old soundtrack of "Are You Ready to Go?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Now, a lot of people are making speculations. You know, Tour Ryan made his video. There's a new video going around about, you know, solving, you know, the code of CP 2024 PN PM, whatever the whole code is. People are thinking it's Space Theme and Polaris. I still think we don't know anything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's nothing to know anything.
There's
like,
no hard evidence of it.
So what we do know is obviously going to be a new launch section, and it's most likely going to be LSMs. Now, will it be a swing launch? That's where I stop speculating. I'm letting everyone else speculate, because there is not enough to say anything else. Yeah. You know, like, it could be, it could not be. It wouldn't surprise me if it does. You know, I would take that. I'll take an extended layout. But I will say, they have marketed Rougarou as a new attraction. The Big Bamboo. We got the Big Bamboo.
I'm just thinking about when you, like,
the Big Bambi.
Yeah.
It didn't look like that, so I don't know why.
That geek.
Big Bambi raps. Yeah, Disney should definitely go for that market. Make some Big Bambi raps in response to Big Bamboo. Jesus. But we're talking about Top Thrill Dragster now. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Because I basically gave mine.
Dragster. Honestly, I think that they're not going for the speed record, and I would be on the speculating side that it's going to be a swing launch.
Okay.
That's my prediction, is that it'll be LSM swing launch. But I mean, if they don't add something after the top hat, that's, I don't know.
See,
I feel like they have to add something.
The people are saying it might be speed record. And another reason why is because, you know, everyone's saying in Semperlo now, almost guaranteed. But then in Drive Tech just randomly throws out that they have new technology with their LSMs that are working on the fastest.
But that's probably referring to Falcon's Flight.
See, that's what people are saying too. But it is very strange at the timing. That's what I will say.
Yeah.
Of everything. Falcon's Flight is supposed to open apparently 2025, 2026, like the whole park. So that does coincide. Everything is looking up, so nothing links up. Everything is cloudy. Man, I really don't know what could happen. Like, we don't know anything concrete yet. I'm just here to listen, you know.
It's all speculation.
Yeah. But the news that got kind of squandered by that, which is unfortunate because it was a teaser for a teaser, but it makes sense, is Grizzly getting this extensive retrack.
Thank God.
Now, when people think of retracks, they think a lot of times, oh, it's literally getting just a retrack of the same layout. Now, it's not adding anything like Helix or like new drop, like added drops, but they are trying to add thrills onto the ride. Like, so they're basically trying to make every element pop more. The first drop will be bigger, and now it won't be taller, but it'll be longer. It'll be deeper. It'll have a bigger valley.
Gosh, man. Kings of Maine is really blessing us.
For real, I love my home park. I love my home park. The drop after the turnaround will apparently have more of a pop. The designer at Gravity Group will say, and everything else everything after the tunnel and the turnaround will be essentially the same. It'll just be much more smoother, more enjoyable. So we're basically getting. It's not a new credit. No, I don't want to see anyone people saying it's a new credit, but
King's Dominion even said it's
yep.
a new credit. So.
Which, shout out to Kings Dominion social media for that. That's pretty fucking hilarious.
Apparently, it's a new intern. I think I heard somebody say it was a new intern.
Yeah, I am so excited to go back and ride that, dude.
Oh, Six Flags Over Georgia just announced.
Hey, we're getting news live on the cast, but we'll talk. We're finishing up with our Grizzly.
Okay.
But yeah, so we have Twisted and Intimidator, and for us now we're literally gonna have Grizzly, baby. I'm hoping, because
Grizzly already hits.
Well,
Grizzly already counts.
It's a guilty pleasure because it's objectively not the best ride, but I really like it. But if they make it to where everything hits more,
yeah,
it still has a wooden feel, but it's just not giving me a potential spinal tap, you know?
I love it back row. I mean,
man, like, that wheel seats are ridiculous. Like, this last year was probably the worst year of it. So I'm just excited for Grizzly. But live news, what's happening?
Yes, so Six Flags Over Georgia, same thing as Six Flags Fiesta Texas, it looks like.
The exact... It's... Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's pretty troll because it's literally the exact same, like, slide, except they just put Georgia's first.
But also...
instead of Texas's first.
Rumored is St. Louis is getting a new ride, too.
So St. Louis is getting a spaghetti...
3 clones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that does line up, right? Because they said that they sold 3 to Six Flags?
Yeah.
Or 2 to 3 or something like that?
Something like that.
I really hope they're not all the same color.
That would just be... I don't
Because they showed the same slide. You can definitely tell this was last minute as hell, man. Like, Celine was really banking on our experiences, and everyone on all the XX said this is not working.
Yeah.
So they had to switch ship fast. This was so last minute. These are the latest announcements. You're announcing your 2020... This is for 2023? Or is this for next year?
Let me check.
Because if it's for this year...
It's for 2023. Yeah, so it's like... it's basically like they're throwing together like fair coasters. It feels that way, honestly. Parking lot mall coasters.
I guess that is the benefit of Skyline, you know. They're supposed to be easy to put together, really low maintenance. And apparently...
Right up Six Flags Alley.
Yep. And apparently they track so much better than their first, like, single rail models that they were using on, like, Harley Quinn and all that stuff. So, goodness gracious, Six Flags.
Seems about right.
They walked onto the stage after everyone left. The custodians cleaning the rafters.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, we have this three new clones. Jesus Christ. Good job, Six Flags. Actually, good job adding some new rides. And hopefully we see some true additions with planning involved for these next years.
It's weird because, like, why does Siebert get to announce his, a while back, and then they do the timing of over Georgia and then St. Louis they haven't announced yet? That's kind of weird.
I'm telling you, I think it's a Siebert thing.
I feel like, yeah.
I think it's just Siebert's on it.
I feel like it's the Siebert Thunder, and, like, he's the reason that the three clones are, like, like, he kind of somehow was the reason for that.
Siebert's the GOAT. Another small news here after some more big news. This is probably the smallest. West Coast Racers Valleyed Six Flags Magic Mountain, and we saw this thanks to your friend Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of people from the girls' chat were at Magic Mountain that day. So.
Yeah, and they were getting a lot of creds. Man, I'm happy for y'all. I gotta make a redemption Magic Mountain tour like by myself or something, bro. It's like a month or so after.
We might go spring break too.
Oh, really?
At least do something spring break.
It's gotta let me know what's happening in spring break, because I'm literally saving for that trip.
Gotcha.
But yeah, West Coast Racers Valley, which how? It's an LSM.
With riders on.
Yeah, it's LSM launch.
Yeah, that doesn't.
I'm pretty sure it closed for the rest of the night, because it happened like around the close, like 3 hours before close. Valeting a ride is not an easy task. To put it like, unless they already have something prepared and it's a known area.
Yeah.
So they have like a winch already there.
I believe they were doing something with a crane. The last update I saw.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened after.
The last update I saw from his story was like, it was around like an hour before it closed and they began winching it back. Yeah. And I'm like, you're not riding this ride again. At least they got the credit though.
Right.
So, which low key, that ride does look pretty fun. Like, it actually looks like it's a top tier premiere.
Yeah.
Which
I imagine it will be.
Isn't saying much, but top tier premiere. So, going overseas here a bit, 'cause why not? Chessington has just been moving heavy with what is it, Mandrill Mayhem for the New Jumanji area.
Right.
And then there was a cool little twist on it as well. They had so a lot of times with parks they'll add like spikes and stuff, and they had like little theming to like the end of their spike to where it looks like it was like maimed off by whatever the mandrill is and all this stuff. And generally, this is one of the more interesting B&M projects that I have seen, because just for what it is, and it's surprising that I'm saying that, it's a shuttle B&M family wing that's themed. Like,
I feel like the park would have had to have come up with that and went to B&M with that. I don't think that's something B&M really advertised themselves. That's interesting.
Yeah, because they really, when it comes to innovation, they are conservative.
Yeah.
They definitely stick to what they are good at. And I wonder if that will turn them into an Arrow, in the sense that, like, the reason why Arrow really bit it at the end.
It almost feels like it already has.
What do you mean?
I feel like they're already going downhill. I don't know. I don't really consider I'm team Boring and Mild. So.
I mean, people will say, for example, there's people that will say Candemonium is one of the best additions that B&M has added. And that every hyper that they're added is more perfect with this floater. But I'm with you. Like, their elements aren't for me. And definitely aren't getting you don't see B&Ms nearly as much in announcements.
Yeah.
Comparatively
They're also
to
expensive.
Yeah, like they don't make smaller scale projects.
Yeah. Like
Intamin will make smaller scale, Premiere will make smaller scale, SNS.
Or you'll get, a very thrilling Intamin ride for the same price that you would get, a B&M wing coaster or a B&M dive coaster.
Mm-hmm.
To where it's not even worth it to get something that's not as thrilling.
It's like...
Just for, like, the capacity. But they're just so bland, boring, and mild.
But because of what all this is together, that's why I think I'm interested in just seeing this project grow. Like, from what it was and what it is. And granted, this is going off the new Jumanji, which... Not a big fan. I will always be the Robin Williams Jumanji watcher. That's my childhood. I still... it kind of holds place in my heart, so I kind of want to go there. Really experience that. Staying overseas and in UK, Project Exodus gets footers for the big mock for the Project Exodus happening, which will potentially be the best coaster in the UK. Who knows if it will top Icon, which
Blue Fire, right?
Oh, that's Europa.
That's not okay.
Icon is Icon is the mock launch there.
Okay.
But what? I guess they have Nemesis, and what else is?
Nothing really.
You can roast those UK followers. But yeah, Project Exodus. I'm excited to follow that because that's going to be 2024.
Okay.
I mean, the biggest UK coaster, 220 feet, officially, because I think the big one is by sea level standards isn't actually that tall. So, but yeah, that layout does look kind of short, but looks wonky and weird and ridiculous. I'll take it. Yeah. Big Bear Mountain. They're moving fast with that. Holy crap. It's already complete.
I wonder...
And that's a lot of track.
When they're looking to open. What month? Because they don't have an opening date, right?
You know, that is true. I would assume maybe April, May, like when a lot of the, people have their spring breaks and
That's
stuff.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe Easter. Around that time, early April.
Yeah. Regardless, the more I look at it, I'm kind of upset that I thought I wasn't going to like this. I think this ride's going to be pretty fun.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think it's going to be one of the better family coasters for sure.
I mean, I loved the look of the trains at IAAPA.
They're growing on me. I still have
the sound effects.
I still have the nitpick with the weird Mario Kart go-kart wheels, but yeah, the train itself, it's fantastic. And the audio, adding audio onto a ride is just alone kind of just adds just that little enhancement for me. But yeah, excited to ride Big Bear Mountain this year, hopefully. Disney news: Harmonious is going away. So we'll segue because we have a few Disney news here. But Harmonious, you didn't get to see that. You saw the ugly barges though, right? Across World Showcase. You can't miss them. They're these ugly black, ovals in the across the whole lake in Epcot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did see that.
They're going away, and it took them a year to install them. It's that fireworks show has only been there for a year.
Wow.
Thanks, Bob JPEG. So, a lot of people loved, and I loved the show before, Illuminations. Amazing show. It was around for damn near over 20 years. They got rid of it for this, and the majority didn't like it, but there were people that did like Harmonious for what it was. And it probably was good.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't Illuminations, though.
We did not stay till close at Epcot.
Yeah, because I feel like you would have brought up if you would have saw.
Yeah, we
Harmonious.
Sprinted out of there and went to
Velocicoaster. I don't blame you.
Because we finished the park in a few hours and then got 2 rides on Rewind and left.
I keep hearing Rewind is just that ride, to be honest.
It's really good. I can't wait to ride it again without the Christmas overlay.
I don't know when I'm going to walk into Disney Park again, but we'll have to see, man. There'll have to be something to incentivize me to really make me want to go and just get everything again.
Right.
But, yeah, Harmonious is going away. But also, the big changes to, I don't know if I have it up, but they have big changes coming to the pass system and the member system.
Right.
For annual passes. the hoppers have changed. Like, basically, you can hop at like 10 a.m. and go to a different park now. You're not basically imprisoned in one park, even though you're done and want to do something else.
Yeah.
Disneyland had a different one, but if we're not a Disney cast, so we're keeping it light here. Just keep in mind they are definitely making changes for the benefits of annual pass members. So it's good looks. It's good looks on that end. What else
Tron
do we have here? Oh yeah, openings. So we said earlier, with one of them, but Tron is another one that's finally opening. After, what has it been, 7 years? It's been 2017 announced. It's been 6 years.
April 4th.
It's been 6 years. I cannot imagine putting a clone up for 6 years, bro. Man, but I hope that this is a one-time thing for Disney, essentially. Like, so this is still not going to pull me to walk into a Disney park.
Yeah.
But it's good to see they're finally adding more attractions and not taking out. Because that's really been the issue and that's another reason why capacity has been rough in these parks, is they have been taken out, not adding anything else, doing refurbishments throughout. So it's just, what else are people going to do? You know? Now, there is a lot more to do than the rides at Disney, but you got to be realistic with some families, right? But it's good to see finally Tron is opening. But Tutatis, April 8th. That is opening. Park asterisk.
Passport.
Huh?
Passport. That's what I need.
Yep. Need to renew my passport because that might be one of the first parks I want to go to overseas. Because that looks like potentially, now who knows? I could ride it and think the same way I thought about Pantheon, but it looks like the ride that I wanted Pantheon to be.
I see that. It just, like, will it run fast enough?
That's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I need to see some test runs. You know, hopefully we get some time within the next few months before opening. But that is exciting news. And we'll cover this because this might be potential for the spring trip. Avery Force 1.
Yes.
March 3rd. Confirmed opening.
Very good news.
So that's less than 2 months. A month and a half.
So they're already testing it.
Yeah, so for all the Georgia and even some Florida enthusiasts that will most likely make their way up there. Not too far of a drive at all. Yeah, lucky for you guys because you got a brand new spanking new RMC.
And it looks good.
And so I think it's confirmed this is the first Joe Draves.
Yes.
Because I thought this whole time that his first one was Iron Gwazi. And I needed to fact check myself because I said that before in the cast. That was Alan Shoki's last RMC.
I did not know that. I thought Draves at least worked on Gwazi in some capacity.
Maybe he did in some capacity, but so my friend got me a blueprint of Gwazi for Christmas to put up. So it shows like all the design stuff and it's such a cool gift. But
that's awesome.
It showed the designer and it signed Alan Shoki. I was like, holy shit. Now I'm more sentimental towards that ride because I'm like,
get it fact checked. Have to check.
I have to ask. We have to get Alan on the cast now, and fact check him.
That'd be great.
Or have him fact check us. Sorry.
That'd be great.
I don't know if he's been on a cast, but like, I feel like he every interview I see of him, he is one of the most interesting.
Yeah.
Like he's literally the Dos Equis man, like the Dos Equis man archetype. One of those most interesting people.
We'd have to get like a live stream cast for that. That'd have to be like special.
You know, it's quite a few people in the community are open to just getting on cast too. So we might just need to ask around. You know, let us know if you want to see anyone. Just yell at us on our Instagram. message us. But what else we got besides openings here? Yeah, we're cutting through everything. So there's some other things here. There was a potential for Vortex, where people thought Vortex was potentially getting removed, or something happening to it at Carowinds. It seemed like they are just adding a control panel, making operations better there, and a little bit refurbishments, which seems odd to me,
Right.
because that only lasts you a few years, and you're going to get rid of this ride anyway, right?
Like maybe like updated programming, you think?
That's what's rumored to be happening.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Vortex is still staying, because I think that's my least favorite roller coaster, to be honest.
I don't remember it being that bad the last time I rode it, but that was like 2 summers ago.
I rode it this year.
I did not ride it in the 30-degree weather in the April trip.
Yeah. I'm telling.
That was
Carowinds has one of the biggest dips when it comes to their depth chart.
Yep.
And coasters.
As soon as you get to Intimidator, because that thing blows.
That thing is so... I'm sorry, I do not get people that have that in their top 20. Like, they have it over some other hybrids sometimes. And I'm like...
No.
I also got it. For me, it's what floater are you getting on this ride? Because I'm in my seat the whole time, and it's a hyper coaster.
Yep.
There's something wrong here. I'm able to have a conversation on a hyper coaster, like it's a wild mouse.
Literally.
I wish I was joking. Like, so yeah, I'm really hoping we see. I don't even know what could be a really good fit for Carowinds. You know, if they're trying to keep stuff too, right? But moving on to another Cedar Fair park, Diamondback is getting a repaint confirmed. It's getting I don't know if it'll be a more red instead of like the more like deep crimson that it has, but
Yeah.
it's getting a red track with mushroom brown instead of the tan and yellow supports it has.
Really need to get back and ride that again.
Yeah, it's been way too long since I've been to KI, and it's one of the parks I'm trying to prioritize this year.
Yeah, that's it.
Actually, there was some speculation here. So before we get to speculation, this was pretty crazy. So apparently, and I want us to know what park this was before I officially talk about this, but it was in Japan, Hirakata Park. This ride, I'm not sure what the ride is called, but the drop tower had guests stuck at the very top for over 2 hours. And the reason is, so they got stuck at 7, the brakes failed to release on 3 gondolas. Like, one of them fell, but 3 of them didn't. And then, so they called emergency, and then before 9, oh no. Okay, no. This is not as good as I thought. So, the park called emergency services shortly before 9. So they tried for like almost 2 hours.
Wow.
Before calling emergency services. And then, when the ladder got there, it was too short.
Wow.
So they were stuck for even longer. So firefighters literally had to climb up top. I don't know how they basically had to do firefighter magic, which if you already don't respect firefighters, I already know a few firefighters and just like volunteers. They're heroes, man. Like some of the stuff that they do.
Could not agree more.
Yeah, like, but basically they got them all down. No one got hurt, but they were up there and stranded for essentially 4 hours.
Yeah.
Because they got down. The last one got down at 11. Yeah, that's rough. I don't know if I'd ever want to go back on a drop tower to that, bruh. That's all I gotta say.
That'd be like
That'd be traumatizing.
Yep.
Exactly. Oh, man. Yeah, they got taken to medical service for obviously feeling not great. Just been up there for a while, but generally it seems like they were okay. And this is the last of the news, it seems like, as Screamscape and Midway Mayhem, which you may know from a lot of the Florida construction updates with Velocicoaster and Gwazi, but there's been speculation that after Pipeline, they're adding another coaster at SeaWorld Orlando.
I would not be surprised.
And I wouldn't be surprised either if they're going with their "we're just going to add a coaster to every single park every year" motto, it seems like. We're close to it. But there is a rumor that it might be another straddle coaster. But it will be where the Antarctica Dark Ride used to be. The penguin one. It'd be a tight fit, and then some of it would go outside and go underneath where Kraken's Cobra Roll is.
So, I don't know. I'm not a fan of these straddle coasters at all.
I'll have to ride Dark Coaster to really get, a bias, but I will say Hagrid's different because you don't straddle on Hagrid's. You can stand up and you can still ride it like normal.
I don't know, just...
Whereas, you're literally straddling, right?
Wavebreaker is just so boring.
And you have a cool setting. Man, I don't know. That's speculation right now. It could be something else. I haven't rode one to really give opinion, but I hope they add an actual family coaster to their park, because Icebreaker definitely did not hit that mark.
I guess then the straddle coaster would kind of make sense, but I don't even know if that's enough to get me to renew my Seas Pass. That plus one. I don't think so.
Gwazi.
Maybe.
But that was last of the news. So, a lot of stuff happening. Just doing a quick little check. Yeah, a lot of stuff happening here. Who knows? Stuff's probably happening tomorrow that we missed. That's literally groundbreaking.
There might be more stuff that's happened in the last 30 minutes.
It's that's how much the news has been. Off season is so random because you'll have just lulls of nothing for 2 weeks, and then you'll have the 2 weeks like what we had, where it's nonstop, day by day, just something happening, something going on. Yeah, industry's popping off.
Six Flags St. Louis. Basically, it's going to be another Skyline, it looks like.
2023, you ask? Hint, it's a ride. Hint number 2 will be located in the old go-kart. Hint number 3 will be smoke. Yep. 3 for 3. Yeah. 3. I mean, they said 3 Six Flags exits at IAP and we're at Skyline. It makes sense.
That's crazy.
All right. If you like, what do they call it? Paschetti?
Spaghetti?
No, but they call it Paschetti Bowl.
Oh.
Yeah, they call it a weird name. If you like the Paschetti Bowls, then you're happy here.
Yeah.
You're going to every Six Flags park. But yeah, that's it with the news. Literally now. Oh, man. So, 3 Paschetti Bowls coming to Six Flags. Six Flags St. Louis, Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, and Six Flags Six Flags Over Georgia. But now, we're going to get into a segment that we've been holding for a while. But we think it's time. Especially while being pretty frosty right now.
Yeah.
Now, we like to go to the parks pretty faded. Having a joint or two. Having a dispo. Having the disposable in the park. going to the designated areas, getting frosty before the rides. We're the high rollers. So there are some rides that aren't necessarily enhanced while high, but they are just that much more.
They're enhanced. The rides are enhanced.
I mean, when did you start smoking and riding? Because I remember you said... Did you ride Veloso before you smoked?
Yes.
And then you rode after? And then
I've ridden it in all conditions, yeah.
In all conditions. Unconscious, crippled, decapitated. All conditions. But no. Yeah, like...
I mean, I don't know, that one... It's so good to where it's kind of hard to say, but I mean... Still, it just hits. Velocicoaster just hits regardless.
Well, let's see here. So, basically, we're talking about our top 10 high rides as we've been sitting here. And just bullshitting around it. So, top 10 high rides.
Now, did you go from like 1 to 10 or you just got 10 of them?
Yeah. And so, how I categorize for me, there are some that are generally just fun as hell when you're high. There are some that I was high as hell and I rode it and that was an amazing ride. Like, what the hell did I experience? And there are moments that was like, that was such a good moment. I was happy to be there.
Yeah.
I was happy to be alive type feeling.
Yeah.
So I guess you can start.
Okay.
We got to remember. So this is at least I don't have mine ranked, but
I don't have mine ranked either. So I'm going to start with the non-coaster on the list, the Kings Dominion Drop Tower.
yeah, because I put drop towers, but I wanted to renovate because
I don't think I've ridden a lot of them frosted. Because I've ridden a lot of drop towers, but I haven't ridden them all. But like Katie's Drop Tower.
I mean, that drop towers is one of the best anyway.
Yes.
It drops
that's my number 2.
It drops so low.
It's so sustained. Like, it's like insane. Like, you just...
Man, and you get such a view. Like, I wish it rotated. Because I know I don't know if the
that's kind of why like Orlando Freefall was even more special, because it rotated. You had tilting seats, a very long drop.
I mean, it just it was
That's
ride,
my number 1 drop tower. I did not get to ride that zonk though. I wish I did.
Well, that because like at least when I get on a ride with a fresh high, it'll be like I'll definitely will feel almost like my stomach dropping more. Like, I'll feel butterflies more because it's the body high.
What's right next to the entrance of Islands of Adventure?
A lighthouse?
No, I'm saying which coaster is right when you walk into Islands of Adventure?
Oh, Hulk.
Yes. So that on a fresh high. That's my next one.
Yeah.
That like
it's so
I'm like blacking out. Like, it's like crazy.
Oh,
so
it's
intense.
So good. Hulk is so
I'm like
good.
asleep.
Right? Dude, no, because like I'll let myself go limp on the launch, and then the 0G will just destroy me.
Yep.
Like, my body is flying, man. And then, yeah, the ride is so whippy and intense after. Like, and I've even smelled Za on that ride while so it was like, dude, what the hell? And it's green. Added benefit.
Yeah.
So we have 2 of the same again there.
Oh, we have 2 that we both have.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. What do you got next?
You know, I gotta say, the re-rides on Thunderbolt.
Yes.
Were so, like, that, just walking on before, unfortunately not getting the last rides not on Phantoms, but those rides were so fucking good.
Yeah.
And like they were just so fun, and the night atmosphere of Phantom Fall Fest, and those are some of the most sustained laterals I think that will ever be on a roller coaster. Like, and just letting it happen and just letting your torso just almost split in half from being on this, like,
all fun and games until you like tear your muscle.
yeah, until
Be careful.
Until you break something, yeah. Until that happens, top 10 high ride.
That and Jackrabbit were close.
Dude, I'm not.
Just
I got
because of
another
like the
ride for
novelty of Jackrabbit.
You should have got another ride on it, but like
Next
the top
time.
3 is just so good.
So I've got for my next one's another kind of non-coaster. It's water coasters.
Water coasters, like
So-
Journey to Atlantis.
No, I'm talking water coasters. So water park.
Oh, okay.
And I'm specifically talking about the 3 ones at Holiday World, which is Cheetah Chase, Wildebeest, and Mammoth. And I had never ridden a water coaster before because I didn't really do water parks. But I did them on a fresh high. Oh my God. They were insane. Like that's probably one of my favorite experiences I've ever had.
The last water coaster I've been on was I think it was Master Blaster at Shutterbahn, like
Okay.
years ago. It's been over 10 years. I was maybe just getting out of middle school. So it's been a minute. For me, the next one, I'm pretty sure you won't have this on here. But whenever I'm able to get into Busch Gardens Williamsburg and lap this, specifically when I have like a heady from a disposable. Because they have designated smoking areas in Busch Gardens, so I'm able to just walk straight from there and right over to it easy. Alpengeist is so intense.
I can see it.
It is so good.
It's like the Hulk effect.
Yeah, it is so good. And I will say honorable mention is Griffin, because I'm telling you, you get like a good indica, like a King Louis, where your body is just gone, you're numb.
Right.
Go on a middle seat, like the big boy seat. Go in the back. Oh my God, bro. You are literally super jumping. It is so good. It was so close to making it, but I'm like, nah, it's so specific, I can't. Like,
What?
but no, like I did that one of the last times. Like I was like, what the fuck? That was so good. I'm like, that was so good. Those were the best Griffin rides I've ever had. And then like I haven't been able to get a big boy seat ever since. So, because it's such a big rows, you kind of can't like, unless it's a super dead day, you can't really select your seat. But yeah, it's my fourth.
I've got Hagrid's.
I was thinking about putting something like that there.
Hagrid's made my list because it's such an experience.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil the layout because I do that too often. But yeah, like it is long and it's a very good experience, especially while zoned.
I mean, I was pretty frosty before, and so I was saying, I was like looking at everything. I was like, wow, going around whipping in the coach car. It's pretty. I mean, I think the ride is pretty under, like it's not a lot of whip at all or forces, but it definitely has some.
Yes.
It's not like it doesn't have any.
It's thrilling.
I'm like, if I were to ride that when I was first getting into rides, like around 7 or 8, then that definitely would be my number one probably.
Yeah.
Or like for sure, like it is super solid, and even then, for what it does, like I still have it in my top 30. All right, this is a flat. I'm going back to Kennywood. Kangaroo. Boing, boing.
The novelty is
Dude,
amazing.
I want to ride the turtles next time because that looks so good too.
Yeah.
But like it's literally you're a ride based off of airtime, like,
Yeah.
and I'm literally
It's
airtime guy,
hilarious.
so it's like more can you ask? Now, all I want now is for that ride type to come back and be bigger and have more airtime pops. So that would be amazing. Yeah, like that moment, because it necessarily wasn't the forces of Kangaroo, but it was the moment of everything. Of, like I said, Phantom Fall Fest. We had the lights of Kangaroo on.
Yeah.
We were with Pam and Greg,
Thank
and
God.
it was such an awesome time. I think we're at 5 now, or it could be 6.
I think I've got 6 left still.
Okay, so this is 5.
My next one's Magnum.
So I have that too, because that's such a fucking good iron. Oh my
Like,
god, we actually came back in and rode that.
The turnaround
What a-
hits. I don't know. It's just like the speed.
That was one of the
everything.
rides because Magnum has an entrance gate. So
Yeah.
we left, went to the parking lot by the cabins,
Yep.
came back, rode Magnum. Oh my! I'm so happy that I love Magnum now, because that ride is. I get it, but nah, you're not tough enough if you don't like Magnum. You're just not tough enough.
Staying at Cedar Point, I got Steve.
Steve is an honorable mention. And in fact,
Yeah.
I think I would have the moment of getting on Steve for the first time in the picture
Yeah.
as that moment. Because I was like, damn, I'm here at Cedar Point again with the homie. Like, it's actually happening. Like,
Yeah.
and then riding Steve for the first time with, like, walking through the queue, getting 4 rides. Like, that was incredible. That was incredible. And Steve alone, like,
Hollow Weekends.
Steve alone, like, I think any rides with airtime generally benefit in intensity.
Yes.
Like,
And that's exactly what Steve has. Airtime, intensity, length, speed.
whip.
Yep.
Like, I literally bonked him on the head.
Oh my God.
From the 0G stall.
That was hilarious. It was like a full elbow, and I just like didn't even react because I was so freaking.
Bro.
Bro,
Yeah, I guess it is a top 10 ride.
that was hilarious, bro. We like we're under the structure and go through like this crazy like whippy element, and I just get like a elbowed on the head, and I
Bro,
just
I
didn't even
literally
react.
felt so like, bro, are you alright?
And
I
I'm
felt
just like
so bad.
so fried. I did not even react. That was hilarious.
So, sticking to RMCs, Iron Gwazi.
I don't know that I've gotten a high ride on that actually.
Really?
I don't know that I have.
The-
I'll have to fix that.
So, the first rides, I think I was because it was like I was pretty fucking high. Like I was like I'm riding Gwazi, and I was like at my stable like all right. I came in the park and I was like all right, I'm pretty high. And then I saw Gwazi, I'm like all right, hold up, I gotta go find the designated. I gotta hit this. I can ride Gwazi, bro.
Yeah.
And yeah, the first 2 rides I blacked out on the bottom of. I grayed out on the bottom of the drop, like, bro. That and then like I lost myself in the death roll. Like it's just
Yeah.
I'm gone. I can't see what's happening. It's so good. But yeah, that's 6 for me.
So graying out. I 305.
So if I would to rank, that would probably
I
be
think
my
that'd be
number
number
1.
one.
Yes, that would be my number 1 high ride because
I agree.
it's so easy for me to do. I can get my discipline, do it, walk up. I can go outside to my car, smoke. It's my home park, and oh my god,
it's
you're
so nice.
you can gray out and or black out regardless, but then you're almost guaranteeing it with it's like. And what's crazy too is like sometimes I'll be like, I'll be in the park for a few hours and I'll be chill, like I won't be smoking or anything. I'll get on Intimidator and it almost like it hits it again. Like I'm buzzing like it's like a second wave.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it were to rank, that is the number 1. That ride is it's a spiritual moment. Blacking out and waking up on that airtime hill. Like,
got me choked up, man. I wanna go ride I-305.
it's really sad because it's like I love Twisted to death.
Twisted did not make my list.
What? Twisted's on my list. That's my next one. That's what I want to say, bro. It's the same It's almost the same reason. It's like I'm able to go to just my home park.
That's the reason though. Like
it's so
like,
good.
It's so like I do it so often.
I guess.
That I
guess
include some more novelty ones. You know?
I guess, but like that one's my go-to high ride.
Well, actually, I guess I contradicted myself because I put Grizzly on here,
bruh.
but I didn't put Twisted.
Grizzly's was an honorable mention for mine.
So I mean, just the novelty of the death ejector hill is so, you know.
The sustained ejector
in the back row.
It's so good. See, the sustained ejector camelbacks are almost like the twist and shout on Gwazi. But you get 3 of them back to back.
That's an interesting comparison. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really thinking about
Bro,
that.
I'm pretty fucking high right now.
I'm really
I'm not
thinking
gonna
about
lie to
that.
you.
We're really comparing an element on Grizzly to like Gwazi's.
No, not Grizzly. On Twisted.
Oh.
It's like, imagine... Bruh. So, I was saying, imagine turning the camelbacks on their side like the Twist and Shout. Like, it's not profiled that way, but that's what it feels like. The Twist and Shout, at least.
I'm lost. I'm lost right now.
So,
bro.
like, the forces on the sustained camelback on Twisted.
Okay.
On back row. I said that, the closest thing I get, well, the closest...
Oh, you're saying that the Twisted camelbacks are the most ejector?
Some of the most.
Toro's camelbacks are more...
Well, yeah.
The drop are more ejector.
Well, I'm saying on an RMC.
Oh, on an RMC. Okay.
On an RMC for sure. Because, like...
Okay.
This is getting so convoluted now. Essentially... long story short...
How we were talking about Twisted, bro.
Because yeah, I don't even know. But basically, long story short of this tangent, the camelbacks on Twisted, the ejector force is there, Phil. Almost super similar, if not the same, to the Twist and Shout on Iron Gwazi.
You talking about under the wave turn, right?
Yeah, like right before you go underneath the chain, like the chain lift, where you're like,
oh, the wave turn under the okay.
Like that is the
Over
most
the
strongest
station,
moment, but
yeah.
the sustained ejector you get on Twisted on those 3 are
it's sustained,
super close.
So it's like
they're super close to that. Like,
so what's better, the camelbacks on Twisted or the wave turn on Gwazi?
They could go either way because I recently rode Twisted, right? So like, it's just the fact that like you get 3 back to back and they're that sustained. Like, I don't know, man. I could see it going any other way, but like the fact that the Twist and Shout exists and is that powerful.
Oh my god, I need to ride it with that new train.
I don't know if I'm telling you, I would have been gone.
I don't
like,
have enough Gwazi rides.
It would have shot me all the way back to Orlando. That's how much ejector was on that fucking Twist and Shout, man.
It's insane.
Jesus.
Insane.
We're even now. So I threw in Twisted. And,
I had Grizzly and you had Twisted.
So what haven't I said? So I'll put in a moment. That was nice. So this made it because I thought it was really cool that and I was fucking blasted. But shoutouts to Mark, Latte Boy. But he was getting all of his credits at Katie, and you guys were finishing your laps on Twisted, but he didn't get Dominator yet. And
I cannot believe he came for the first time this year.
Yeah, I'm really happy he enjoyed the park.
Yeah.
Because like, in fact, I think just coming back shed my appreciation for it. Because I stopped going and just stopped. It's like, I mean, they were kind of stagnant and taking out rides, and I kind of get myself back then, but I appreciate what the park is now. So, but we went over to Dominator and got that ride, and that was probably the best Dominator ride I ever had for some reason. It was pretty intense and it was whippy. And Mark got off and he's like, he was like, at the brake run, he was like, that is clearly the best B&M floorless. I don't agree.
No.
I don't agree at all. But
thing runs like crap.
the fact that's like just seeing how happy he was and the day at the park and finishing off with that. And then we finished with Twisted Laps.
Yeah.
And I-305 laps. Like, that was awesome. I really liked that moment. I was just like, I'm happy to be here right now. You got cookout afterwards. I think that is all of them, though. Yeah.
Really?
I think I got all of them after that. Because I said all of them.
Alright, I'll do Voyage.
That's a given.
Yeah.
That's a given. Halloween nights.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. How can it not? You're just getting
was,
thrown around, just having a ball time of your life, bro.
It was fantastic. I mean, relentless.
I'm trying to go time not even during Hollywood nights.
Yeah.
But it is a trip.
Yes.
I will say that. But are those all the high rides?
I think so.
Then that is basically us for this time. Any closing thoughts?
I've got the trip announcement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of teased it earlier.
Yeah, the Buzz Bars California Stumble. So we'll be there the 9th through the 12th at parks.
Yeah.
Still haven't finalized my itinerary, but we'll definitely be at Knott's the 10th, and then Magic Mountain the 11th and 12th. We got ERT. So
you have 6 rides of ERT. Yeah, if you guys haven't signed up and you still want to go,
definitely pop out.
Go to the Buzz Bars straight out of Stumbles. Like, this one's gonna be insane. Like, all of them are insane, but like what Magic Mountain is giving,
yeah,
sheesh. Like, and food.
Yeah.
$50. Like, come on. And the homies are free. So, like, make it out, man. Yeah.
Blessing us.
Trying to think, I mean, I guess I threw out a new vlog of me and my nephew. It was actually a very homey vlog, me, Shane, and my nephew, and I'm finishing everything out because I have such a big backlog from school. And, yeah, it's been doing pretty well, actually.
Nice.
So, this is a chill one, only 20 minutes, and basically get a refresher for my nephew at KD. And he's also going to be in the Busch Gardens one, where I actually use GoPro footage. So that's going to be funny. I show our reactions and stuff. But yeah. I think that's everything. Otherwise, follow our socials. You can follow me at West Tower Coasters on Instagram, West Tower C on Twitter, and RC.
You can find me Old Line Airtime on Instagram.
And obviously, follow us on Instagram at the High Rollers DMV. And go on the YouTube at my YouTube at West Tower. And if you're listening on YouTube and you want to listen somewhere else, check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, where we will be giving you the latest on amusement industry news while being high. That's what we are, man. Just degenerate human degenerates. But catch you guys in the next cast. Who knows if we're gonna blow up with news, but it's been cool. See you next time. Keep it easy.
Peace.